Hello, people. Hope you guys are having a good Sunday. My name is Hutch, and I make videos and put them on the internet. And I try to be fair with Call of Duty each year. Every time I play it early, which is basically every year, I think the only Call of Duty that I didn't play early in the last 7 or 8 entries was Ghosts. And every other time, I'm invited to some kind of a capture event or some launch event or some reveal or something like that where I get hands-on with the game. And it's really hard to come back with firm opinions about the new Call of Duty just based on those experiences. Even if you get 6 hours of playtime with a new Call of Duty in a controlled setting, in a controlled environment, it is impossible to form a judgment right off the rip. That being said, I tried to be fair with this game when I first played it and when I did my first couple of videos. But I got to be honest with you, I was very skeptical because it felt so different. It did not feel like the same Call of Duty that I've been playing basically for the last 8 or 9 years now. You know, the games have changed up quite a bit from one title to the next, but the basic framework, the skeleton has always been there. You could argue that they really took it in a different direction when they added jetpacks into the game, and that's true. But it still managed to feel like Call of Duty to me. Games like Advanced Warfare, Black Ops 3, and Infinite Warfare still had a familiar feel. This game feels more different to me than Advanced Warfare did coming off the heels of a game like Ghosts, which is strange because it's fully back to its roots of boots on the ground. They still have something like the slide, but the mobility is just not what it is in a game like Black Ops 4. Like, the slide is useful in certain situations, but you can't zip around a corner and challenge a gunfight in the same way that you could in a game like Black Ops 4. So this game is just wildly different. Like, the two biggest things that they've changed that made it feel like a totally different Call of Duty was the addition of a substantial amount of recoil. Like, we haven't seen recoil like this ever in a Call of Duty. And then the second thing that makes it feel different is the crap. You guys, you made me lose my train of thought, and now I can't remember what I was saying. It's the recoil and the mobility. That's what it is. You're a little bit slower, just in general. You sprint a little slower, you slide a little slower, and the game overall feels just a little bit slower, which isn't to say that there's not a lot of action going on those big maps. This is the 2v2. This is footage from the alpha that I was playing a couple weekends ago. But when you watch some of the footage of the big team games like 10v10, 20v20, even 6v6 on some of these maps that are pretty small, it doesn't mean that there's not hectic action going on, but the pace of it is just a little slower. And so I felt pretty skeptical. Like, the first couple of times I played, I was like, I don't know if I'm going to like this game. And I haven't had that kind of reaction. Like, even playing Infinite Warfare early, I was like, okay, well, this has got potential. Kind of like what they're doing with the weapons, and they're making it easy for you to get those different weapon variants instead of having to spend thousands of dollars on supply drops. I was open-minded to Infinite Warfare. And then that year, I ended up just playing Modern Warfare Remastered the whole year with my pals. So I ended up not gravitating towards it. But this game was kind of the opposite for me. The first couple times I played, I remember just having this feeling ooh, it looks pretty and it sounds pretty, but I don't know if I enjoy playing it. And then this alpha came around. And I played this alpha pretty nonstop. I want to say that I put in probably 20 hours of the alpha over the weekend. If I had to guess what my win-loss was, it'd probably be a 75 to 80% win-loss ratio. So yeah, by the time this alpha came around, I was like, okay, cool. That gives me something to play on the weekend. I'm sure the viewers are going to want to see it, but I still had that feeling of skepticism a little bit. But this time we had done the live stream reveal, the multiplayer reveal, the big live stream event where all those streamers showed up, and I got invited to that. I was lucky enough to get invited to that, which was awesome. And that event, I started to come around a little bit. I think it had to do with the fact also that I was playing on a 120 hertz monitor, and I brought my own mouse pad, so I had plenty of space to work with on the mouse pad. But I started to get into kind of a groove when I was playing in that setting. Then this alpha came around, and I ended up having a really fucking good time the whole weekend. And I didn't even love the concept of a 2v2 gunfight. I like more sort of big action, big maps, big teams, that sort of thing. That's way more my cup of tea. But then this game mode, I didn't realize how strong the competitive vibes would be with this game mode. It reminds me a lot of the sort of feelings that I get when I play S&D with my pals. And it just started clicking with me. The movement, the recoil, the crack of the deagle, the sound it makes, and the recoil pattern that it uses. Everything about the animations in this game are so fucking slick. And the audio itself, like the way that you shoot your gun and it sounds like a goddamn thunderbolt has just struck, off in the distance, and it's just reverberating all throughout the sky. The ambiance of this game, the look of this game, and the feel of this game, I think I've really started to come around. And again, it's impossible to form any kind of judgment without playing the full game, because you don't know how the other maps are, you don't know how the other guns are, you don't know if some annoying meta is going to pop up in the first week and really hamper the gameplay experience. We've seen that happen before with certain guns, or combinations of attachments being overpowered, or certain kill streaks that are too difficult to deal with. Like, that happens all the time in the launch week. And we'll see when we get there if that's the case here. But I got to say, man, I don't know about you guys. I'm curious. I'd love it if you guys left a comment down below and let me know, because I like to get my finger on the pulse of what people are thinking with the Call of Duties. I'd like to actually ask you guys if you like it or not, instead of just making assumptions based on my opinion, because I've had opinions of Call of Duties in the series that were wildly divergent from mainstream thought at the time. And I've also had times when I agreed with, majority of people and there's other times too where the game is just highly divisive and you're not really going to get a consensus on a lot of things. There's some people that probably swear by Infinite Warfare. They probably love that game and think it's one of the best in the series. Maybe that was the first Call of Duty that they played or something like that. So yeah, I'm very curious to see what you guys think, to hear what you guys think. So sound off in the comments. Did you play the alpha? Setting aside maybe 2v2 isn't your bag, but sort of just the core fundamentals of the game, the gunplay, the map design. How are these things hitting you, landing for you guys in 2019 on the heels of this game's release? And that's going to do it for me. I'm going to let the rest of the video play out. And this was a game that I had with, I believe, Mike is my teammate, and we ended up playing for the most of the weekend. And like I said, we ended up doing pretty good. We found our groove. And it ended up being a lot of fun. It was just a really fun weekend. I really enjoyed this alpha. All right, sit back, kick your feet up, and enjoy the video, and have a good Sunday, guys. Fever Action's a one-shot, dude.
Oh, I missed him somehow.
Give him a proper English welcome.
I'll go right again.
Taking fire!
Proud of him.
You're the last one. Watch your ass.
He hits you once, you are a goner.
We're losing ground. Let's take it back. Let's get this done.
All right, here we go.
I'm hit. Taking fire.
He's inside. He's great.
Taking fire.
I got him!
We've taken the advantage. Make sure we keep it.
Good shit.
I enhanced my aim assist and everything changed.
Fire. Give him a proper English welcome. Taking fire.
You can climb up those little boxes on the
We're not
side.
dead yet, are we, lads?
What did you change yours to?
Put it on enhanced. Man, that is
Get this
loud.
done.
So loud.
Yeah.
I think they're both on the right. He's up top, I believe. He's tagged. He's tagged. Yeah.
He jumped down on my right. He went underneath.
Last man standing. Finish it.
Right. Well done.
That's it, lads. On to the next round.
Well done, brother. Yeah, the way that the guns look when they're being fired is so sexual.
They do look nice.
I think he's up top.
Taking fire!
Top. Oh, damn it, dude. I'm getting nothing but fucking assistance here.
No!
Put it
I
behind
didn't
you. We got
enhance
work
my
to do.
aim assist enough.
Require more enhancement.
Let's get this done.
Oh, this gun's gonna suck.
Ooh, proximity mine.
Out of my face.
Probably up top again, right? He likes to go up there.
I don't see him. Oh, I ran out of bullets. Back right. You cannot shoot through the walls, by the way.
100%.
Oh, I shot completely through a wall and nothing happened to him.
Have you tried enhancing your aim assist?
I have.
Give them a proper English welcome.
I think it's frankly bullshit.
He's fucked up. We're here on the left. You fucked me up.
On me. He's hurt in here. You're running my side. He's like one shot. Good. 36 health.
Overtime.
Saw him in the corner. Oh no!
I
That
don't.
round.
Oh no! Oh, Hutch.
Let's get this done.
Oh, Hush.
Flash out! Reloading!
Flashed him.
Grenade out!
That should get him. Oh, he's hurt. I'm really hurt. Okay, there you go. Good job.
This
We're
round's
good.
ours.
We're
Reach
fine.
sharp for the next one.
Worry not.
Taking fire!
Sweet points.
I have to make a poo come out of me right now, and it's very uncomfortable.
We can wait and
Give
give
them
it a
proper
moment in
English
between games.
welcome.
Some of that, idiot. Get out of my fucking face!
Hard fall.
All right, go make the poop come out of you, and we'll be good.
I have to leave the lobby first?
Well, naturally.
Ooh, it's hurting. Like a burning feeling in my stomach.
Jeez.